The Nile is most of the time a very bad thing, but in Egypt the Nile plays a very important part. The river, but there's more to it than just that. Welcome. The river is most associated with Egypt, but it actually runs through 11 countries in Africa: Egypt, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burundi, Ethiopia, Kenya, Eritrea, Sudan, and South Sudan. It might be the longest river in the world, but it also might not be. The Nile is around 4,132 miles long, so it's definitely the longest river in Africa. But some scientists think the Amazon River in South America may be longer. You see, it's quite a bit tricky to measure a river. One thing that most people don't know is that there's more than one Nile. There are two major tributaries that flow into the Nile. A tributary is a smaller river that goes into a larger river, and the Niles are known as the White Nile, which starts in South Sudan, and the Blue Nile, which starts in Ethiopia. Back in the olden days, rivers were really important to people. They allowed fast transport for one thing. Before trains and cars, the fastest and easiest way to travel was on water. The Nile did this, but it also provided fresh water to people, and most importantly, it let people farm. Egypt is very dry, so it's not an ideal place to grow crops, but every August the Nile would flood and this made the land farmable. This meant the ancient Egyptians could grow food. But you see, there was a problem with this flooding, and between the 60s and the 70s the Aswan Dam was built to stop the flooding in the Nile River basin. This is also good for modern Egyptians as it provides hydroelectricity, and it allows them to control the flooding to make sure farmlands are perfect for farming. The annual flood was good, but it could be unpredictable and sometimes meant too much or too little water flowed into the basin. One small thing. If you like my videos and keep coming back to check them out, please consider subscribing as it really helps out this channel. Thanks. Also, in today's times, the Nile River is as important as ever. More than 95% of the population of Egypt lives in or near the river basin. That's almost 100 people. The Nile is home to lots of wildlife species, including birds, fish, snakes, hippos, and most famous of all, the Nile crocodile. This magnificent beast is Africa's largest crocodile, growing as large as 16 feet long. Before you go to bed tonight, think of this: your bedsheets might be from the Nile. One of Egypt's most popular exports is Egyptian cotton, which is historically grown along the banks of the Nile and is considered one of the best cottons available. Ancient Egyptians had a lot of beliefs about the afterlife, and one was the river Nile was the path between life and death. The pyramids are actually tombs and are built on the west side of the river. Ancient Egyptians believed that the west equals death, as the sun sets in the west. Wafa el-Nil is a festival held every August to celebrate the historical flooding of the Nile. People prepare ancient-style boats, dress up in colorful clothes, and sail the river dancing, scattering flowers and thanking the river for its loyalty. For some it's just a river, for others it is more than that. Thanks for watching.